There you go. Great. So, Molly, how are you today?
Good.
That's
Good,
great.
good.
That's great
How are
to
you?
know. Huh?
How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing good as well. You know, just another day here, super warm. I hate warm weather, by the way, but
Oh, really?
horrible. It's
Yeah.
just horrible. You know, it's like, I mean, here it gets so warm that even if you go outside, you will feel like literally that your skin is cooking. Like it's just awful.
Yeah, I'm not really down with that either. It's a little
Yeah, right. It's awful. But welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, excited.
Now, before we start, I have to give you an epic welcome to the show. If you have watched my previous episode, you know what I'm talking about. If not, that's okay. Let's get started with the epicness here. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, starting with the whole interview here. Tell me how your acting career started.
I was 8 years old, and I was a drama queen. Big liar.
Okay.
My mom decided to put me into community theater. So I started doing theater when I was that age, and I didn't stop. And yeah, honestly, it started that young, and I went to college for it, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
That's awesome. And how your music career started?
Kind of simultaneously, because I was doing a lot of musicals, so
yeah.
I really liked singing and acting. I'm not a dancer, but I liked doing those things. So I think it kind of split when I was in college. Like I started just doing music and then just doing acting, but I've kind of been simultaneously doing them around forever.
That's epic. Now, in 2019, you were in a TV series, Euphoria. Tell me, was that your first TV performance, and what are some of the things that you enjoyed the most about that project?
I guess that was maybe my first TV performance, at least a very professional, because I was just an extra. I was just, a high school student walking in my backpack. But that was, probably the first time I was like, oh, this is a big set, and this is how a TV show is made, So
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, even though being an extra, I mean, that would be cool. I mean, if I had the opportunity to be an extra in any movie, that would be cool.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, because you're able to just observe. So that is why I like it. That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, tell me about the movie Follower.
That should be released probably in the fall, I'm hoping. We shot that movie in the middle of quarantine. It was a year ago, like this week, I think, or maybe next week. It was in the middle of quarantine, and it was in the middle of the wildfires that were going on in North Carolina. So it was very intense. We were doing very long days. We shot like a 90-page script in like 9 days. So it was like really packed in. There's fires and a pandemic, and it was a horror movie that we shot in the woods very quickly, and it was a hell of an experience.
That's so intense. And yeah, I mean, in the middle of all of that, that's badass, by the way.
Yeah, we learned a lot. It was really cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. Then this year you were in a short film called "You're Mourning My Night." You played as Bonnie. So tell me about your character in that film.
That was fun. Bonnie is unemployed and bored, and she doesn't really care too much about like the value of her life, really. Like, not in a too dark way. It was pretty funny, but the whole film is basically her night and her boyfriend's morning, because they're in a long distance relationship. So she has this bizarre night where she meets another stranger who's like a neighbor, and he has this bizarre morning where he meets someone new. And it's kind of like they're separate night and day, apart from each other, and then together. And it's really cool.
Interesting. Yeah. That sounds That sounds pretty interesting. And also, I think that is probably a lot of that is very usual on long distance relations, right?
Yeah, yeah. To me, it had like it's a lot more humorous, but it had a kind of a like crazy vibe. If you've seen that movie, it was similar to that. But yeah, it takes place in two different spots, which is cool. So
that's epic.
Yeah,
that's cool. And tell me, what are some of the things that you enjoy the most about acting?
I think the creative aspect of it, of being given material and being able to bring your own imagination into it, and your own person into that character, and also just the people you work with, the relationships you're creating, because everyone's creating this one thing together. I think that relationship makes me really excited.
That's cool. Yeah, it's true. Also, the fact that you can play somebody else, you know what I mean? Like that you will be in this world created, and you will be playing this character, but it's you. But you have to assimilate like how the world is going around. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deep also. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you usually prepare for a character?
So a lot of what that's my dog.
It's fine. I live with 3 dogs. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So it's the material first, so it's taking in all the words, because all the clues that you're gonna get as an actor being a character is from the words of the script. So it's absorbing all of that. It's like absorption, how they see the world via those words, and then I take through the absorption, then I take my own imagination into it, and it's all about starting to like wonder and like, okay, so if this is how they or I respond, you know, why is this? Why is that? What is it like when I'm in the kitchen with that person? Like, oh my God, my boyfriend just showed up. And, you know, it's all like the human behavior. That's what interests me. So I kind of like, after I have the words, then I work on like, okay, how do I see the world? What's going on here? What are all my questions? Because then when I'm actually in a scene or a conversation with someone, now I'm curious about them. I'm curious about what they see in me and what reaction they're trying to get out of me. And I try to it's all, you know, reacting.
Yeah.
That makes me active when I'm acting, because I'm actually curious about what they're saying, you know? Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. And what are some of the best moments you had in your acting career at the moment?
Friends. I think working with friends. Your Morning, My Night was directed and written by Kevin Kutrara. He's a really good friend. My boyfriend has been the DP on almost all the projects I've done so far. Follower was written and directed by Jimmy Rich. He also is a good friend. I like it when you're in this tight group of people that are all thinking the same way and are able to be really honest with each other. That gets me really excited. Yeah, that's what I kind of want to do forever. Whether this takes off or not, I still want to be working with friends, just like Danny McBride does. You know, he like keeps everyone in a circle, which I really like.
Yeah, it's actually really important that whenever you will do like a project with friends, you will like all of that group will have like the same what's the word, like they're looking for the same thing, you know, because if some of that group don't have like the same thing, I mean they're not like in the same connection, let's say, that project is not gonna work at all.
Oh, and I've
seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that where people just like aren't speaking the same language, and there's just like a wall, and they're just frustration builds, and you only have like a few hours to get this take, and you know it can get intense.
Yeah, it can get intense. So, yeah, but when there's like a full connection, then pretty much creativity and everything just works by, like, everything will work by itself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. True. That's cool. And how could you describe your career? Yeah, your career at the moment.
At the moment, I would call my career just getting started. I would say just beginning. I think since college, I moved out here probably 4 years ago, and it's just been the steady building blocks of working on having a steady career in this very saturated industry. So
Yeah,
I've just been adding projects and creating my own and doing theater and, you know, just trying to stack it up and constantly be as creative as I can be, which is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Preach. Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, totally. How cool is that? And what advice could you give to people who recently started on acting?
Who recently started acting?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let yourself get in your own way. I think that acting is really psychological, and it's really hard to measure it objectively. Yeah. You know, if you're doing a good job, don't expect people to tell you you're doing a good job. I think it's really about trusting yourself, which I have trouble with all the time. But if you like trust that like little 8-year-old girl and you tell her like, we're still doing this, that's, you know, the best advice that I got was just like, trust your instinct and don't stop. I know it's cheesy to say don't give up, but you shouldn't. Because if this is what you like to do, like just try to do it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you give up on that, then what's the point? Or probably it would be like a message that you don't like it at all, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. And people figure that out, you know? It's okay to have side gigs. We all need side gigs. We're not going to get out of college and immediately book everything. Like, yes, that happens for some lucky few, but it's okay to have, I always have to tell myself that. It's okay that you're not fully acting all day, every day. It's okay that you have these side gigs, because in the end, not only are you like making money on the side to stay alive, but you're experiencing other people from other walks of life. You know, if you're working in a different industry, you're also taking in other people and being able to like study them, which is also work. So kind of, you know, I try to look at that in a good way.
Yeah, but it's true. Yeah, interesting. Huh. Yeah. How cool. Now, let's talk about Molly and the Monsoon. Tell me where the idea to create that band came from.
So I think right before quarantine, so a long time ago, my boyfriend, he plays a lot of instruments, but he's a guitarist, and I love to sing. And we have a very close friend, Gerald. Shout out to Gerald, who's bassist. Shout out to Ben, who I knew through some other friends, and he played drums. And I was like, wait, I have these buddies, including my boyfriend. We can all play. Why don't we just get together? And then we just started off really easy, just started off by jamming. And then all of a sudden, like, I had some songs that I brought in, and we were trying to like get some shows together, and we had kind of managed to like start stacking things up to be able to play live. And then March happened and everything shut down, and we haven't played together since.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
So it like almost happened, and you know, we still are looking forward to jamming and stuff, and we were able to release a song in quarantine, which is great. But yeah, that was the beginning of it.
Yeah, it is interesting, right? Like how many things, like for some people have planned and everything was working perfect, and then everything went to shit, and then
it was like, oh, I was so close to this thing, and then, you know, but the way it goes, it happened, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But let's talk about your song, I'm Not Gonna Say. Tell me where you got inspired for the lyrics. I mean, and those who haven't listened to it, what are you waiting for? I mean, that song is really, really, really cool. I mean, I did enjoy it a lot. It was
thank you.
But before that, tell me where did you got inspired for the lyrics?
So the melody came first, and that was very random. It was like, it kind of popped into my head, and I don't, even though I have a musical theater degree, I don't actually know I'm not a musical person when it comes to music theory. Like I cannot sit down at the guitar or the piano and be like, I know this chord. I totally struggle with that. So whenever I'm writing, I just like, I hear a melody and then I'll bug Walker, my boyfriend, and he'll be like, oh, I think it's this. And then we kind of figure it out, which bless him for that. So I kind of had the melody, and a lot of the inspiration was actually, at least tonally, like vocally, was Lake Street Dive. If you've ever heard of that band, they're amazing. The lead singer just got an amazing vocal quality. But I guess I was kind of imitating, and then lyrics wise, I don't know. I feel like I don't actually know where that came from. I had like, I'm not gonna say the words that kept coming, and then the rest kind of fell out as I was like, okay, what are you not gonna say? What are you not gonna talk about? And just creating that story of like, well, it's not worth it because you've disappointed me enough kind of thing, you know? But it kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't like, oh, I had this experience and I wrote about it, you know?
Yeah.
It just, I don't know.
No, but I think that is how a lot of songs are created. I mean, if you watch interviews for like famous bands or whatever, and they will ask them about the most recent song, most of them would say like, well, it took like 2 minutes to do like the whole tune and 3 to do the lyrics, and everyone is like, what, really? And they're like, yeah, I mean, we're just just chilling, and then an idea came, and then like, I don't know, the drummer completed with this one, and then the bass guy with this one, and then at some point we ended up having a song, and 15 minutes later it's recorded and ready to go. So it is so interesting how like the whole creative process comes, right? And whenever you get like this idea or this it's idea that comes out of nowhere, if you pretty much focus on it, you can be creating something really cool in a couple of minutes. Right,
and I actually like it. I like it when that happens. Various songs I wrote, it's been a different process, but one that I released on my own, it's just called Passion Missing. That one I wrote day of, recorded day of, put it out day, like it just boom, 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 all happened, lyrics, everything. Yeah. But that one, it happened so fast that my friend asked me to play it once when we were hanging out, and I was like, I don't even remember it. It was like this tunnel vision where I just made the song and put it out, and then it was over, and it was really weird. So there's like these different connections I have to everything I write, which is strong or weak, you know?
Yeah, but especially in that song that I'm not gonna say, I mean, what I did enjoy is how the whole melody sets. Like it will start kind of a little bit slow, chill, and then it goes like it gets like with more energy later on. I mean, definitely those who are watching this right now, if you haven't listened to it, listen right now because it is cool. I actually, what ended up happening is that I listened to that and I was okay, that's cool, and I was okay. Repeat, why not? One more time. Let's listen to it again. And yeah, because it's. I mean, at least for me, what I enjoy about a song, it's the melody and the lyrics. The melody is like the thing that I probably like the most important thing. And since I'm doing like other stuff, whatever, I do like a cool melody to pretty much just set the mood, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So totally. Yeah, definitely that song is it's on the playlist. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to see more of your awesome music in the future?
Yes. I Molly am working on a solo EP right now. Mm-hmm. It's a little different. It's more, I would say it's more folky, kind of country, kind of, and that'll probably be about 5 songs. But I don't know when that's going to come out because I just started. So I just started laying stuff down. But I'm really excited about it. That's the next thing. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I look forward to that. Yeah, that would be epic. Yeah. And let's talk about, I didn't ask for these pictures. What made you wanted to create your own production company?
Oh, yes, I didn't ask for these pictures. Yeah, I love that name. Walker, my boyfriend, and I, he came up with that. And I think the main reason we started it was because we've been working on a project for a while that we want to shoot ourselves. we've been writing a film that we want to be able to produce and shoot next summer. And so we were like, we've been filming things together. We make a team. We should create a company and just kind of get it going. But we've kind of been, the way we started it was we worked on this awesome music video for Deza. If anyone hasn't listened to Deza, listen to Deza. She's amazing. Walker reached out to her and he was like, I have this production company and I'm a DP and I'd love to do this video. And she was totally down. We actually did it right here in my living room. And Walker is total like director DP brain, and I was total like art and decoration brain. And so we kind of like did that together. And after that experience, as well as working on a short for our friend Vikram, who you're interviewing soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we worked on that short with him together on the other side of the camera, and we realized like we really like working together on this side. So then we were like, let's just create a production company. We're trying to do music videos, we're trying to do fashion videos, and then eventually start working on some more shorts and films. But it's very, baby steps. It's the very beginning. But we're kind of trying to do everything under that name now.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool name. I
Yeah.
didn't ask for these pictures. Yeah, it's kind of, it's cool. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke of where people are like, I didn't ask for these, but it's kind of like, I didn't ask for these pictures, the picture company. So it's like, I didn't ask for these pictures. It all goes together. So I don't know. It's like kind of a joke.
Yeah, I love the name. I mean, personally, I do love the name. It's really creative. It's cool. I mean, you wouldn't expect like that kind of name for a production company. Would be like, what? But it's cool. Yeah, definitely. And if you could just what kind of content are we expect to see in your production company in the future?
Music videos, fashion.
There you go.
Anything we can create. We're also trying to create some funny videos with our friends.
Yeah.
The ultimate is our film Soulfire, but it's kind of, I think we're gonna start small and start picking up a lot more like DP work, direction work, here and there. Who wants to? It's all about just collaborating. So I think all that stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, making creating like a community, right?
Yeah, which we love. That's what I'm all about. Yeah.
That's epic. I love it. Yeah. And if you could describe your career at the moment, like with the whole production, with your band and everything, but you could describe your career with only one word, which one you will choose?
Roller coaster.
Okay.
That's my word. Is that
That's cool. That's cool.
Roller coaster. Roller coaster. Yep.
Love it. Yeah, it's cool. Really cool. Yeah, I think everybody, whenever they're starting like their career or their passion or even their life, I think it's like a roller coaster, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, personally, I hate the down moment, but that's just part of it, right? That's just like part of it. I mean, when I see like the down, I'm like, not again. But yeah.
Yeah, but it makes you appreciate the ups. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And any advice you could give to someone who recently started, they're starting or acting, they're starting with the music, or even they're starting creating their own production company?
Any advice? Kind of similar to what I was talking about earlier of not getting in your way, not getting in your head. If there's something you trust creatively in your bones, and because putting anything out that's creative is really vulnerable and it's really scary, and everyone's going to judge you, especially with social media nowadays.
Yeah.
So trust yourself. That's the biggest thing, because I'm telling myself this right now because I struggle with that all the time. No matter what people are saying, trust yourself. If they're like, it's not going to happen, then don't listen to them because that's going to break your soul,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It is difficult, right? I mean, I think, whenever you want to start like on the creative side or creating content, it is true. I mean, it gets very vulnerable because, especially like these days, right? That some people is not gonna like it, and that's fine. I mean, you can't please everyone, of course, but you need to be like super focused to just keep being you, because I've seen that with a lot of content creators or so, that they will try to change who they are in order to please everyone, and maybe they will like it. I mean, and maybe that people will like it, yes, but at the end of the day, that person, you can tell that doesn't like it at all, and then at some point they just stop doing it because it's not them, you know. It's like it's not real. I mean, I think that if
that's dangerous.
And by the end of the day, if you're not gonna be like you, or like, just be real, I think, because if not, I think that we have enough of copycats and enough of people doing the exact same thing over and over and over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And you become inauthentic.
And what's the point of it at that point? I mean, if you're not gonna...
and you're doing it now for your followers, and you're not doing it for what actually drives you in your soul, so then it's like, what are you doing? Yeah,
it is frustrating. And I think also it's the fact that for some people, the word process, or the word that whenever you start something, it's gonna take time. For some people, they just don't like it. I mean, they just want like things happen like super fast, and I want like the big followers and the big companies and the big, all the big right now. And one of the things that I think that I talked in one of the interviews that I had was that you just need to be you, and at some point the right audience, it's gonna reach. I mean, if what you do, one person loves it, love it, then you're pretty much good to go. You know, that's all it takes. One person to say I like it, so then it can be spreading. But you need to be you.
Right. And it's a struggle too. Like, I constantly struggle with that impatience. Why am I not this yet? I'm this age. Why am I not here? It's always, you know, when I was in high school, I wanted to be in college. Like, it's always jumping towards the next. But the second that I'm 80, I'm going to be like, dude, my entire life is passed me by, and I was just worried about the next second. I was worried about it working out, which is like, what does that even mean? What does that actually mean? And that's my whole thing, is like having the patience to trust it and just like let it go a little bit and continue on, and don't let it paralyze you with fear, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy the ride, basically, right? I mean,
which is hard, but
I mean, just take it. True. It does happen that to me too, that especially with my podcast and everything, that I would here and there kind of compare it, like, let's see others how they're doing, and then if I see their numbers, I'm like, what is going on here? You know, I do get sometimes like frustrated, because I'm like, hey, I'm pretty much busting my whole energy into this, but at the same time, I mean, it's just part of it. I mean, it's a process. I mean, I don't know what kind of process that other person do, or I don't know what person have went through in order to you know, like, to do that. I mean, it's like a lot of things that we don't see. We just see like who is like in front of us, and we don't see like all the work that person did at some point, right? So, and it all happens for a reason. I think that whenever you're starting something, I mean, you need to just enjoy it, because what's the point of it? I mean, if you're doing what you love but you're not enjoying it because you're just working fast, then at some point, yes, probably you're gonna be millionaire, or you're gonna be you're gonna have like money and everything, but you're gonna be sick. You know, like, how many people we know that they're super talented, but they spend all his life just working. They didn't enjoy anything, and they just had a disease. They died, and they couldn't enjoy all of the benefits and all of the great things that their hard work had. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Comparison will kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
Especially now, we've got too much information all the time, and our social media presence will kill us. So we just, you know, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was our preaching moment, by the way, but that was cool. There you go. I mean, I would drop something like to drop the mic, but I don't have anything near me, like I don't have anything. Well, probably I could do this, like dropping this. There you go.
Boom.
Exactly. We got it. Well, Molly, thank you so much for being here and the show. It was really cool talking to you, knowing about your awesome work. Keep making awesome music, keep making awesome stuff. We definitely need more like original and kind of amazing stuff in the world, especially right now. So keep up doing the hard work.
Thank you so much.
Also, thank you so much for those who tune in. Make sure that you're following Molly in all of her social media. If you're listening to this later on the podcast, or even watching this on a YouTube video later, make sure that you're following her. Normally, what I would say, just put pause for a while, hydrate a little bit, and then follow Molly. A lot of social media. Give a couple of likes here and there. Make sure also that you are supporting her music. And Molly, before I send you off, I need to send you off in an epic way.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you. You've been amazing. Thanks.
Everything I know.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Yeah, keep having an amazing rest of the day, and yeah, keep being awesome. We're definitely more creative stuff here.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, later.
Bye.